Good luck, everybody. We're going to start. I added in this Phoenix blaster, so we'll start with that. Good luck, everybody. Let's see if we can get anything good out of this thing. I wanted to see this, so I threw it in here. All right. Empty box. Let's go. Good luck, everybody. And normally I am breaking, well, my schedule's been kind of all over the place lately. But Kyle Duggar, Ingram. Oh, I like this cracked ice. That's nice. CJ Mosley for the Jets. That's pretty sweet. It's my first time opening one of these. And a Michael Penix. I approve. I like it. Yeah, Zach, I ship all base unless people don't want it. But yes. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, this is supposed to be with the Hobby Blaster. So I don't know if that is what the Hobby Blaster gets you. Let's see, move this over here. All right, but I will be taking tomorrow and Saturday off, and probably I will be back Sunday afternoon. We'll see. I might take Sunday off too. I need a little break. All right, we got Okereke McBride. Devontae Walker. Oh, I like that NFL logo. That's pretty sick. I like that NFL logo. And that's numbered. 138 out of 150. I heard there were 2 numbered cards in these Hobby Blasters, so that must be one of them. And a Jacob Cowing for the 49ers. I like it. Yeah, I like these already. That's pretty sweet. We approve. Now we just need a color blast. That will make this complete. All right, Jalen Hurts, Watson, Kyron Williams, and a Trey Benson for Arizona. All right. Or maybe a numbered Jaden. Wouldn't be all bad right now. I see a cracked ice. Metcalf, AR. Brian Thomas Jr. on the cracked ice. That's sweet for the Jags. I love these cracked ice. That's awesome. And a Cade Stover for Houston behind that. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw anyone open these hobby ones before. That's pretty sweet. What do we got coming up there? Pacheco, Patrick Queen, George Kittle. That is sweet. That is 61 out of 72. That's pretty sweet for the 49ers. We approve. And Marshawn Lloyd for Green Bay. I love these. Yeah, that is sick. All right. Here, didn't think I could get excited for a blaster. I'm glad I threw this in here. What is hiding in this pack? It don't even want to open. But it's going to open. What do you got in here? Oh, it's a Contours. Kirk, T-Law, Bo Nix on the Contours for Denver. We approve. And a Rakestraw for Detroit. I like it. Yeah. Awesome. That's going to Shaft. All right. I say on the free, that's pretty good. All right, let's slide these down. Prisms up. All right, I'm going to call that blaster a win. We got one more pack in there. All right, empty box. Good luck, guys. Yeah, there'll be more of those blasters. Those are awesome. All right, Dexter, Bucker, Sneed, Jalen Johnson for the Bears on the laser. We got Drake London, Josh Jacobs, Adonai Mitchell for Indy. We like that. And Romeo Dobbs for Green Bay. We got Myles Garrett, Quentin Johnston, Russell Wilson, Anthony Gould for Indy on the laser. AMD doing some work in this blaster. We got Jared Goff, Frank Gore, Robinson for the Jags, and an Austin Eckler with a kid reporter. Oops. Sweat, Earl Campbell, Mark Levy on the silver for Buffalo, and a Keon Coleman. We'll take a Keon Coleman prismatic Buffalo. In it or not, you want to see some Chiefs. Hey, the nice thing on the Panini product this year, they're going to have Mahomes signing in all of it, if you did not know. That will help sales. Kurt Warner, Rashi, Chop Robinson for Miami, and a little Kool-Aid on the laser going to the Saints. Yeah, Mahomes autos. Although I keep forgetting to look and see if any of them have popped up on eBay for the score and what they're going for. All right, Mosaics next. Empty box. All right, come on, Mosaic. Give us something good. We got Etienne, Elliott, Karlaftis, Brian Thomas on the debut, Will Levis, and a Jacob Cowing on the green Mosaic for the 49ers. Yeah, I love Mosaic, and we've gotten some really good stuff out of there. A couple days ago, we got a Brock Bowers stained glass. But we want more. We always want more. Derrick Henry, Tua, McCaffrey. We got Brock Purdy on the National Pride. Jordan Travis and Danielle Hunter on the bang going to Houston. I know I love heading into a new season because you just never know who's going to do what. Ramondre, Pacheco, Mike Evans. There's something behind him. What is that? Parcells on the Hall of Fame for the Giants. Nealon for the boys. And a Humphrey for Baltimore. You can count on Amon-Ra, though. So pencil that in. Amon-Ra will be awesome. There's no way that does not happen. Gibbs, Chuba, Slayton, Noah Fant. We got Ben Sinnott on the debut and a Ty Law Epic Performers for New England. Could be Marvin Harrison. Diggs, Quentin Johnston, Dotson, Fashanu for the Jets, Mahomes on the notoriety, and a Justin Jefferson for the Vikings. We're all right with that. We got Goddard, Hurts, DeAndre Swift on the National Pride. A little Lad McConkey action. We like that. Chargers. Mike Evans Mosaic. And a Ricky Pearsall on the Elevate for the 49ers with a kid reporter. On think we need some more QBs to show up what we need here. I just know I need more of those Phoenix. I am instantly in love. Well, let's see. All right, we'll go select. Select's next. We'll save that downtown chance for last. Maybe we'll get a zebra, though. Be all right with that. Empty box. All right, we got Sauce Gardner. Whoa, right here. Pull from the back. Braden Fisk for the Rams. Dallas Goedert. And what do we got here? Joe Montana. That is a beaut right there. That is 234 out of 360 for the 49ers. Looks good. Looks good. Yeah, they did a really good job with these shock cards in Select, I must say. I am a fan. Yeah, Niners are off to a decent start. Chase Brown, Kareem Hunt. We got Michael Penix Jr. on the future. We like that. And a DK Metcalf for Seattle on the shock. Xavier Worthy, we like that. Rasul Douglas, CJ on the turbocharged for Houston, and a CJ behind him. Back-to-back CJ. Demarcus Lawrence, Amari Cooper. Look at that. Michael Penix tearing it up. Atlanta. Nice hit, Atlanta. And a Nakobe Dean. Nice hit. Who grabbed Atlanta in this thing? Bugs. Nice hit, Bugs. Michael Penix is showing up today. We approve. We got Jahan Dotson, Will Reichard for the Vikings, Marvin Harrison Jr. on the numbers. We like that. And a Blake Corum. Nice hit for the Rams, too. Bengals need something. All right. Well, the nice thing is we still got a lot to open, including 2 hobbies. So keep the faith. Keep the faith. We got quite a bit to go here. I don't like these packs, though. They don't open very well. Look at that. Terrible. All right, we got Kyle Hamilton, Lambjack, DJ Moore on the die cut for Chicago, and a Brian Thomas. They just keep coming. I do like those die cuts are a little better than last year's. Last year's were crazy to top load and sleeve. All right. Throw you there. All right, Optic. Be good to us, Optic. It'd be nice to see something really nice right now. Empty box. Good luck, everybody. Derek Carr, Roquan, Javon Bullard on the Purple Shock for Green Bay, and a Will Shipley for the Eagles. Resurgence is definitely my favorite, but I'm a little biased. I pulled the 1 of 1 Tom Brady Auto Superfractor, and that automatically made Resurgence number 1 to me. I don't know if I'll ever pull a bigger card. Jordan Addison, Quay Walker, Will Shipley on the silver, and a Johnny Wilson. Eagles are all over this box. What's going on? Eagles everywhere. Yeah, I got it in my videos. It wasn't for me. Yeah, it was not for me, but it was in a break. Waddle, J.C. Horn, A.J. Barner for Seattle, and a Brian Thomas. He's in everything today. Yeah, it was release weekend. It was the third, I think it was the third box I opened. Tom Brady just chilling there. We got Byron Young, T-Law, C.D. Lamb on the diamond hands for the Cowboys, and a Malik Neighbors. We'll take that. Yeah, I got to warn you, if you watch that video of me opening up the Tom Brady, though, my voice reaches epic high note levels that I didn't think my voice could reach. And I would probably have to hit a card like that again to come close. Kyron Williams, Jerome Ford, Nick Chubb on the silver, and Devontae Walker for Baltimore. And I got pretty lucky because Topps reached out. They wanted to put on all their social media, so that was pretty sweet. We do have a mem here. Let's see. We got Roman Wilson for Pittsburgh, Vidal for the Chargers, and we got here Drake London going to the Falcons. How about that? On the Threads. Atlanta is working. Oh yeah, Allgrit. He's the guy that got the Tom Brady. I pulled that for him. All right. Well, let's see here. Yesterday we did the Resurgence first, but we're going to do Phoenix first today. Good luck, everybody. Hopefully there is some good in here. Last box, we had 2 RPAs in there, so empty box. Hopefully there's some more good in this one. You know what? And the first pack always seems to be something, so I'm going to assume that is something, and we're going to let it marinate. Sometimes, if you let it marinate, it becomes good. McKinney, Nick Bosa, Jordan Love, trolling us. Rookie Rising, Luke McCaffrey, and a Carson Steele for KC. Trolling us. Jets and Cowboys need some love. Well, let's see what we can do for them. Kelsey, Max Crosby, Derek Carr, Najee for the Steelers, and a Jaden Hicks for KC. It is weird how there's usually like a couple teams that just eat and eat and eat. Like, just somehow it just randomly works out that way. Douglas, Tua, A.J. Brown. We got a filler. Chris Carter, Randy Moss on the treasured tandems for the Vikings. And look at there, a nice Marvin Harrison Jr. for Arizona. That's 224 out of 299. Nice hit, Arizona. That is Bugs as well. You're doing all right, Bugs. Yeah, you are doing all right so far tonight. That is not a filler. Lambjack, good luck, guys. Troy Franklin. We got Greenlaw, 49ers again. That is 132 out of 249. And what do we got here? Oh, my gosh, you got to be kidding me. Luke McCaffrey again. That is 117 out of 125 on the RPA. Luke McCaffrey. He is going to follow us to the end, it appears. That's true. That's true. But you get your hopes up. I understand we're not going to see Jaden in this product anyway, so that's true. All right, Luke, you're off the hook this time. We'll take him off the hook this time. I just want to see Jaden though. That's true. Might work out just fine. Puka. Zay Flowers. We got another auto here? We do. All right. Good luck here. Newton. And... oh, it's a Contours. 9 out of 50 on the Mahomes Contours. I thought we had an auto. Nice hit, KC. 9 out of 50 on the Mahomes. That's pretty sweet. And who had Kansas City today? Primo. Of course it's Primo. Primo has some amazing luck in here. That one's going to Primo. 9 out of 50 for Primo. Yeah, he hits some good stuff. He's the one that hit the Brock Bowers stained glass in the same break as a Brock Bowers RPA. So he's got some good luck. All right, we got Diggs, Zach Moss, Davis, Josh Jacobs going to Green Bay. 70 out of 99 going to Green Bay. And there's old Ben. There's old Ben. I think we're due for a Jaden. The time you don't get the Chiefs. There's still time, guys. Hang in there, Gibby. Looks like another filler. Nico, Trayvon, Kyle Hamilton, Marvin Harrison Jr., he is showing up on the Rookie Rising. We like that. And look at that. Nice Bucky Irving. Is that out of 125? It is. 47 out of 125. Nice hit. Tampa Bay. Beauty. Look at how happy he is. He's so happy. Hang in there, Big Blue. Hang in there. This is why I always add in and help people out, because there's always those breaks where there's going to be some teams that just have some terrible luck. And my conscience won't just let me send you a couple base cards. It just won't. This is something. I don't know what this is, but that is not a thin card there. We got Micah, Olakun, we got Chris Jenkins, Cortland Sutton, that is for Denver, and that is 109 out of 299. And what do we have here? JCG. Jacob Cowing. That is 37 out of 49. Another RPA. They did it to us again. 2 RPAs. 49ers are just tearing it up in this break. Nice. Sneaky 2-color patch. 49ers again. And that is Dylan. Nice hit, Dylan. Yeah. Nice out of 49. Yeah, you're doing all right, Dylan. You are doing all right. All right, 2 RPAs again. I am impressed, Phoenix. They're just tearing it up. Let's look at this pack. Something hiding in here, maybe? Sometimes I get these packs that are like sealed solid shut. All right, Ramondre, Tajay, Bobby Wagner, Lad McConkey on the contours. We like that. And a Chris Braswell for Tampa Bay. We're all right with that. Yeah, 49ers have done some work in this. And we're not done yet. Well, it seems like I was saving, that must be the mem that I saved over there. I thought I was saving an auto, but it has to be the mem. We got David, Quay Walker, Jalen Thompson, Brian Burns for the Giants. That is 397 out of 399. Little Bo Nix action. We like that too. That's going to Shaft. Yeah, these QBs have been pretty quiet except for Michael Penix. It's good to see some of them coming out now. Oh, I see our buddy there. Must be another filler. TJ, Tyreek, Ed Oliver for Buffalo. We got here Anthony Gould on the rookie rising for Indy. And a beautiful Lad McConkey for the Chargers. 36 out of 50. Nice hit, Chargers. 36 out of 50. We approve. And Chargers, that's Cascades. There you go. All right, then that should be the mem in the other pack. Good luck, guys. We got Saquon, C.J. Mosley, Edwards for Pittsburgh. We got Tyler Lockett going to Seattle. That is 49 out of 50 on that one for the Seahawks. And it's probably upside down. 62 out of 99. Thurman Thomas, Frank Gore, and James Cook. That's pretty sweet right there. Regeneration. Nice hit, Buffalo. That's pretty sweet. We approve. Thurman Thomas, Frank Gore, James Cook. I like it. Very nice. Buffalo Twitchbone. Nice Twitchbone. Yeah, very nice. We approve. And we still got another hobby box to go. Keep hope alive, my friends, if you are still looking in from the outside. Resurgence can change everything with one card. I have seen it. I've seen it firsthand. Empty box. All right, good luck, everybody. Fred Taylor, Favre, Newsome, Bryce Young, Byron Murphy on the refractor for Seattle, Bo Nix on the conductors, we approve, Braswell, and a Carte for the Rams. Need the Colts and the Lions. Yeah, Colts and Lions have been pretty quiet. Lions especially. I'm trying to think of Lions. I don't know. We haven't seen anything from the Lions. Ray Lewis, Boomer, Joe Thomas, Freeman, Troy Aikman on the refractor, Bryce Young for Carolina. That's 28 out of 99. There you go, Carolina. Jackson Powers Johnson and Sua Mataya for KC. I get excited to say his name. Sua Mataya. We got Peyton, Fouts, Manning, Tim Brown, Luke Kuechly for Carolina. That is 87 out of 175. We got Elway on the Glimmer and Gleam, Lassiter for Houston, and a Leofow for the Cowboys. We have a buyer on the Bryce. We got Bradshaw. I'm glad that's a base. Look at that corner. Terrible. That's a Panini thing. Largent, Aaron Donald, Jones Drew, Joe Alt. Going to the Chargers for our first auto. Chargers strike first. There you go, Chargers. Not numbered. Brock Bowers, Voltaic, Cole Bishop, and a Rook for the Falcons. Chargers strike first for Cascades. All right. Terrell Davis, Nunez, McMahon, Andre Reed, Sweat on the refractor going to the Titans, Bryce Young, Voltaic. This one's not numbered. Eric All for the Bengals, and a Mims for the Bengals. Bengals pack. Yeah, it's not super easy to get the low numbers. I'll say that. Tom Brady aside. CJ, Torrey Holt, Gronk, Strahan, JJ on the refractor, McCaffrey on the circuit breakers, Cade Stover, and a Jared Wiley. Jaden is hiding. He is really hiding. Will Levis, Flutie, Singletary. Singletary on the refractor. Javon Bullard is our next one for Green Bay. Oh, I'm telling you, that I got a good feeling about his RPA. We got Anthony Richardson on the Voltaic, Jatavian Sanders, and a Terrion Arnold, a Lion. Can you believe it? A Detroit Lion has shown up. Extra, extra, read all about it. Yeah, I will say Topps is pretty good at balancing out their boxes. And based on what I'm seeing here, that RPA should be a good one. I don't know who we're going to get, but it should be a good one. Aikman, JJ, Marino, Drew Brees. We got Blake Corum, that's 7 out of 149, going to the Rams. Nice hit, Rams. We got Terrell Davis on the Glimmer and Gleam. Mason Smith for the Jags, and a Jalen Wright for Miami. What's up, Chris Axon? We got Brian Dawkins, Frank Gore, Greasy, Jamal Charles. Oops. Oh, we got a redemption. We got a redemption? All right, we're going to let that marinate. We'll let that marinate for a minute. So we don't actually have the RPA. We got a redemption. It's a redemption. It's a redemption. What does it mean? What does it mean, people? Joe Montana, Earl Campbell, Barry, Michael Irvin. Andre Rison is 85 out of 399. Hey, I'll take Jaden. Drake May on the conductors. We'll take Drake May, too. Bub Means and a Patrick Paul. I mean, if it's not Jaden... Hey, what's up, Stinky? Redemption RPA. It's got to be Jaden, right? Doesn't it have to be Jaden? I don't know if I've seen a redemption Bo. We've pulled Bo Nix RPAs, but I haven't seen a redemption. I've seen Jaden redemptions. And I don't know about Caleb. I don't know about Caleb either. I haven't pulled a Caleb auto in a good while, so I don't know. Thurman Thomas, Vic. I'm guessing it's Jaden. Okoye, Jerry Rice, Kelsey. We got Malik Neighbors, 171 out of 275. Nice hit there for the Giants. Braden Fisk and a Jacob Cowley. I'm guessing it's Jaden. That's right, Cooper and Bucky. And I've seen Terrion Arnold, but based on the other autos, I would not guess it's Terrion Arnold. It could be Bucky, though. Or Cooper. It could be either of them. But I think we deserve a QB here. Tom Brady, Peterson, Isaac Bruce, Hines Ward. We got Ania Smith on the refractor for the Eagles. Kurt Warner, Glimmer and Gleam. McCaffrey and a Nate Wiggins. Kind of hoping it's Jaden because, man, Jaden has been hiding in this break a lot, very well. All right. I'll do a recap after this, guys. Good luck, everybody. Roman Wilson for Pittsburgh. Isaiah Davis for the Jets. Will Shipley on the Circuit Breakers. It's Bucky, Tampa Bay. We did have the list. We had the list. Bucky Irving, Tampa Bay. Cascades. All right, let me do a recap here, guys. Yeah, if you had a rough break, I will be on the job for you. And some people are going to need it, clearly. This just happened to be one of those breaks where, like, a few teams just tore it up, is what happened. So there'll be a few teams, I think, that are going to need some help. I really got to be better about stacking these up there. All right. Let's see how we did. Get out of there. Andre Rison out of 399 for Atlanta. Bullard for Green Bay. Kuechly out of 175 for Carolina. Bryce Young out of 99 for Carolina. Tyler Lockett for Seattle was out of 50. McConkey was out of 50 as well for the Chargers. Bo Nix, Braswell for Tampa Bay. Cortland Sutton for Denver was out of 299. There he is. See, he was so happy. That's why. He knew what was coming. Out of 125. Brian Thomas Jr. Bo Nix on the contours. Kittle was out of 72. Brian Thomas Jr. on the cracked ice for the Jags. Devontae Walker. Man, I love that NFL logo. That is out of 150 for Baltimore. C.J. Mosley for the Jets on the cracked ice. Michael Penix. Jacob Cowing RPA was out of 49. Marvin Harrison Jr. Rookie Rising. Patrick Mahomes contours was out of 50. Blake Corum for the Rams. Montana was out of 360 for the 49ers. Ricky Parasol on the Elevate. Kool-Aid on the Laser. Keon Coleman Prismatic for Buffalo. Gould for Indy. Marvin Harrison Jr. on the numbers. Michael Penix. Xavier Worthy. Michael Penix on the future. Lab McConkey again. Brian Thomas on the debut. Joe Alt for the Chargers on the auto. Luke McCaffrey RPA out of 125. Marvin Harrison Jr. was out of 299 for Arizona. We had the Bucky Redemption on the RPA going to Tampa Bay. Malik Neighbors out of 275 for the Giants. Drake May Conductors. Blake Corum out of 149 for the Rams. Brock Bowers Voltaic. Bo Nix Conductors. Buffalo had the Regeneration. Thurman Thomas, Frank Gore, James Cook. That was out of 99. Rookie Rising Gould for Indy. Brian Burns for the Giants was out of 399. McConkey on the contours. Josh Jacobs for Green Bay out of 99. Greenlaw for the 49ers out of 249. Najee for Pittsburgh. Drake London on the threads for Atlanta. Malik Neighbors. A.J. Barner for Seattle. Brian Thomas again. And a Javon Bullard. Purple Shock for Green Bay. Whew.